Alright lads, so today we are jumping back into Guild Quest. This time around we have the Arranged Hollow Guild Quest where we get to use good old reliable 9th anniversary GREMMY. At least I would hope we still call in that, because obviously right now we are going through a situation where Guild Quest is being buffed and the rewards are not getting better. This time around, the HP has been increased by around 60%. So if you are noticing that maybe your score isn't nearly the same, maybe it's a lot more difficult, that is ultimately the reason why. Now this time around, similar to the last time, because they kind of want to promote the, Toshiro and Rangiku zombie versions, it's more difficult right now for a character like GREMMY because the final boss is power. So with that, ideally you do want to have more duplicates into the character. Maybe you want to have access to a character like Shunsui, who he himself doesn't even have that crazy damage output. He was like the last type of normal attack damage character before we started to get Flurry +2 in Guild Quest. So unfortunately, his damage output is not nearly as high as you would expect it and want it to be. But it might mean that more duplicates into him is going to be more important because, again, final boss is power. That way he doesn't have attribute disadvantage. But I guess next time around, this Guild Quest does come back. Hopefully, it's not further boosted. But it should technically be easier because the final boss, hopefully again, a lot hopeful here, shouldn't be power. Regardless though, knowing that the HP has been further increased, there's not really much for my team to actually change it. So in this case, we are using the team that we used previously, 9th anniversary GREMMY as our main DPS character. Of course, with that, he himself is max transcended. If you don't have Toshiro, if you don't have Rangiku, regardless, you should be using GREMMY anyway. The better transcended, of course, the better. We're going with this particular build. In the case for GREMMY, he has like so much strong attack damage, we're probably better off boosting his killer effects. And then I'm giving him my 3 personal best technique soul traits, a mixture of full stamina and also recharge. Giselle we kind of built, not like it matters to be fair, but I guess the damage output does potentially help. Keep in mind though, Giselle can be a bit of an issue. Some of the enemies here are sorry poos, and given that both GREMMY and Giselle can't inflict status ailment plus, in some cases Giselle can actually rob GREMMY from inflicting status ailments, and that wouldn't be a good thing. The reason why we are using GREMMY here, however, is because we do have the extra 30% damage that we do give to technique characters. If you do find yourself losing because Giselle is inflicting status ailments, maybe it would be better to bring a character like Swimsuit Misaki, Swimsuit Neliel, the recently released ones that have a team boost and also 20% more damage to your entire team. And then lastly, again, we are using Shunsui. Now, I have built him to have movement speed just so we could get him to get into the middle and start using his normal attack as fast as possible. If I find out in this next run that I actually need to give him a better accessory, we will definitely be doing that. But you don't need to do this. Personally, that's what I went with last time. I'm just sticking to it, hoping it works. And then we're going with like a mixture of full stamina, normal attack damage. So let's go into it and see how it does go. Can we even beat this? So I forgot the attack pattern. Let's just start off with the 3, then use our 1. I want to say damage right now is quite impressive, but keep in mind I'm using a max transcended one, right? This isn't going to be a direct example of what a normal GREMMY is going to look like, but not too bad thus far using my particular team. Let's SA2, group them all up, then 1. Really good on wave 4. If this boss is going to be the slow one, SA3, then 1, and then use SA2. So definitely noticing a decrease in time. Normally this team can get around 50 seconds remaining. In fact, I've seen people already get 50 seconds remaining. I haven't seen the attack pattern, but I assume it's something similar. And you can see that, for example, Giselle actually inflicted the Dominate, so that does set us back. So do be careful using Giselle if your GREMMY is not max, because in this case, I can probably make up for it. I can probably carry regardless. We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm liking the damage, though. GREMMY definitely hasn't fallen off by any means. But again, I am using mine max transcended. But next time this Shuku comes back around, hopefully the final boss is in power, because right now we are quite literally at our worst. And having said that, we aren't really clearing super fast right now. It has definitely slowed down. But I have noticed, I didn't realize, I have saved my Soul Bomb. I'm kind of used to saving the Soul Bomb right now. And we get to use our EX. So we have weakened defense, boost, and also debuffs. If we can just get a status proc, that'd be great. Crazy that we aren't going to beat it, though. That is insane. Too much for K-Lab, too much. That's insane that we didn't beat it once more. Now, we didn't have the best run there. Again, I kind of didn't get my spiritual pressure boost, but I just find it crazy that we are at a point now where a max transcendent GREMMY can't casually, even if it's not the best score, even if I didn't do the best attack pattern, the fact that casually I can't beat it with a max transcendent GREMMY is way too overpowered. That is too much. Now, I don't dislike the idea to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is, like, if they ever added a 5th extra level, I wouldn't have minded if that 5th boss had, like, 2 billion HP with the idea is that you don't beat it. But the problem is, again, the rewards are getting harder to get. Because the rewards haven't changed, you know? If they made it so, like, they did add a 5th extra level where it had, like, just crazy amount of HP, but the only difference whether you beat the 5th boss or not, or get to a certain level is just, like, Essence Scrolls, that'd be fine. If you're able to get all the orbs by just clearing the first 5 waves, that would also be pretty decent. But right now, we are doing the same thing for basically less. So again, I'm saying my Soulbomb right now. I might want to use it. This is by far a bad... This is the worst one. I was too busy talking. Oh, that was actually the final boss. I didn't even realize. So we kind of messed up there. You definitely want to use your EX attack on the 3rd boss. That way you get to use it again right at the end. So right now, for example, you don't want to do what I just did, where I didn't have my EX ready. I won't have it ready for the 4th extra level. And again, once more, Giselle's already inflicted a status on it, so that kind of sucks. Because we just wasted so much time there. Let's see how far we can get, though. If possible, we want to have a strong attack ready, just so we can save ourselves time on the 1st extra stage. Because Giselle is apparently able to use a strong attack way faster than I can, going into the 1st extra wave. So it looks like we might get into the 4th boss again with the Soulbomb. Potentially. Again, it depends if we can get a status proc here. Okay. Apparently not. This character does not want to get uninflicted with a status element. So we go to the 4th boss again. This is rough, man. This is rough. Am I lucky to have a max transcended GREMMY? I mean, I guess if you have Toshiro and also Rangiku, it becomes significantly easier, right? Technically, we are using our old team. But nah, that shouldn't be a thing, man. Let's try it again. This time, let me actually lock in and pay attention to what I'm doing. So we're going to start off using our SA3. I guess I could do SA1 into 3. That doesn't sound too bad. That's SA2. Try and get everyone grouped together. SA1. Not the best wave 2 there. Unfortunately, the enemies did get inflicted with Dominate, so they were all over the place. But this is where we use our EX. Then 1. EX is still really good on GREMMY. We would love to see that often. We didn't get to see it during the 10th anniversary. Maybe during the end of year, we'll see a really good character have it. Because even though Senjumaru has it, you know, she's not entirely on GREMMY's level, is she? Right, so 30-ish seconds remaining. I want to save a strong attack. I guess we'll have to use the SA2. Where is this boss? Damn. We wasted so much time on that final boss. Damn, that might have ruined the run. We'll keep it going, though. Again, right now in Guild Quest, for the sake of these videos, it's not even about trying to go for a fast click time anymore. It's just trying to beat it. We're kind of at that point now where we don't even get the luxury of resetting for fast scores. We have to just try and beat. That's like the main challenge. We took some damage. Unfortunately, though, we did get a status proc. So I'm holding onto my strong attacks too much here. This looks worse. Yeah, we kind of wasted the fifth boss. A lot of time went to waste. And right now, we're probably just going to do some damage to the 3rd boss. So we're going to have to restart that once more. And hopefully, next run can be the run we beat it. Because we're getting into the 4th boss, but not beating it. So yeah, if you are potentially trying out this particular team, you do preferably want dupes, as much dupes into GREMMY as possible, and even to a certain extent, you know, Shunsui. But if you do have Rangiku or Toshiro, definitely throw them into your team. It's 100% worth it. Kill there, lovely. SA2 going into Ichigo. Then we'll use our 1. We'll save our SA3 for the 5th wave. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. And then we'll have 3 strong attacks ready to go. And it should be save a strong attack. Well, the SA1's going to come back in time. I won't use it. That's looking pretty good. 40 seconds remaining. So we have 10 seconds per extra wave here. And hopefully we can get a status proc right away. There we go. That's what we need. That way Giselle doesn't take any status procs away from us, you know. And with the Vortex run, we should get it back straight away. So Giselle just got a status proc. That doesn't help us out. We just inflicted the paralysis and drain onto Aizen, where unfortunately the SP was rough. Can we use the SA2? We do get an SP boost, lovely. Going in SA3. We get a few seconds here to use a status element or to inflict a status element again. It should wear off and we should get the SP boost. There we go, lovely. That's what you want to see. Again, I'm saving my Soul Bomb for the 4th wave. So we can do Soul Bomb, SA3, into the 1. This is still tough. We're going to use an EX soon. That's going to debuff. Can we get a status proc if Giselle doesn't rob it? Doesn't seem like we need to get the SP boost, but We just barely beat him, and that is crazy. Now, I would feel some sense of accomplishment if this was a different difficulty, if this was giving me more rewards to what I was doing 3 months ago. But that's the problem right now, right? It's like, I just done all that extra effort. Granted, it only took me a few attempts, right? Some other people might spend more time doing it, and, you know, we're just getting the same amount of rewards. And technically, I mean, they have announced they are going to be updating Guild Quest in like a week's time. I believe on the 22nd, we will get a little update. And we're getting maintenance tonight, not really sure what that is for. But, you know, I can't even reset. Right, previously, when Guild Quest was normal, I was getting a 54-second clear time with this team. Right now, we're getting 39. Again, I think there's a potential we could get upwards to 50, but it's going to be a lot more difficult now. So at this point, is it even worth my time resetting in Guild Quest when the quest itself is much harder and I'm just getting less score? Not so much. I would love to try out a team with Toshiro and also Rangiku, but again, personally, I do not own those. So if you do have those characters, that will make this Guild Quest a lot easier just because they are both speed units and the final boss, the 4 final extra levels are power characters, right? But, you know, unfortunately for me, I skipped the banner. I didn't summon on the banner, and I did do 2 summons on the rerun just to try and test my luck, potentially get something lucky. Unfortunately, if you saw the stream, I got a 3-in-1 on an Orihime fake out. That is almost unheard of. Like, I've never personally seen that. And it's been so long since I've had an Aizen fake out. They just don't want to get to me. Like, I've never seen a 3-in-1 on a Orihime fake out. That is crazy. Now, this run was actually really good. That's SA2. SA1. We kind of fumbled a bit on the final boss here. But we do have... Oh, let's dodge out the way. Use that SA1. We have 38 seconds left. We'll make this our final run, potentially. I'm pretty confident that we can beat this once more. Was that even a faster play time? I'm not too sure. Now, we just got a status proc and also the SP, so that's really good. Use that SA1 upwards. Unfortunately, got inflicted by a hit here. Can we get back at the full stamina? Yes, we can. Lovely. So, fortunately for us, Giselle did not inflict the status on it. And then in this case, I want to use that SA1 here. So we can use... Oh, the boss spawned down. I was going to say, I don't want to use my SA2 just because it's going to miss the next boss. In this case, Ichigo. But apparently he spawned in the bottom right. Be nice if we could actually see the bosses. Sometimes this... the one decent thing about Freeze Plus is that it makes the enemies more clear to see. Surprisingly, though, we're still not going to be it. We'll do some crazy damage here, but... probably not enough. I probably should use my SA1 first, but look at that. Definitely save the soul bomb. So that's what you have to do now. You have to kind of, right now for the time being, we have to adapt. Normally, you use the soul bomb on the first 5 waves because you care about clear time. You care about us clearing those first 5 waves as fast as possible. But now that the 4 extra levels are the biggest struggle, you definitely want to save your soul bomb for the final boss. Either extra level 3, extra level 4, extra level 2 or 1, depending on how far you can go. You want to save your soul bomb for the furthest boss you can go to. That way you can deal as much damage as possible to get the highest score possible. But like I said, as you can see here, we are getting an update, I believe, on the 22nd, where both Hard and Nightmare is getting a change in terms of how the score is calculated. Now it goes up to 560 million instead of 520 million, which is about like a 7% increase in terms of the score that you can get. Does that make up for the 60% HP increase? I don't think so. I don't think so. But when I said that was the thing that I personally used to play this guild quest. Next phase, of course, does want you to use Kenpachi, so it is the immediate Espada guild quest phase. I will not be able to make a video on it. I'm about to go on a small little holiday tomorrow, so I won't be able to cover the banner or any potential news that we do get in the week. I'll have some videos planned, so there will still be videos uploaded, but they are, you know, pre-recorded, right? And in regards to the guild quest, I just won't be able to cover it because I will be away. But this one shouldn't be too bad because the final boss is power. Kenpachi is a speed unit. Mostly everyone should have Kenpachi. You know, right now, GREMMY is kind of nerfed a little bit because the final bosses are against him. In the case of Kenpachi, though, the enemies aren't against him. They're in his favor. It's a similar increase around 60% compared to the original Guild Quest difficulty. But with Kenpachi, shouldn't be that much of an issue. At least for most people, even if the character's 1 out of 5. With GREMMY, given his attribute disadvantage, it's a bit more difficult for him. But either way, in the comments below, let me know what characters and teams you like to use to clear. How far did you go? I'm curious to know. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.